Can I start?
Yeah, yes, Remya.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today I am presenting the topic Introduction to ASP.NET Web Forms, a general overview of what web form is and its architecture. Some of you may already familiar with the .NET. There are others who might be new to the concept and how to create applications using .NET technology. Anyway, I will begin by providing a basic understanding of .NET framework and demonstrate how to create simple applications with .NET. What is the .NET framework? The .NET framework is a software development platform developed by Microsoft. It means .NET framework is used to create and run software applications. .NET apps can run on many operating systems using different implementation of .NET. Different implementations means ASP.NET, ASP.NET MVC, .NET Core, etc. It provides a comprehensive and constant programming model for building Windows applications, web application, and web services. Common language runtime, it is shortly known as CLR, manages the execution of .NET programs. Actually, CLR means also known as the heart of the .NET framework. Why? Because the essential components play a vital role in managing the execution of .NET programs. Managing means it helps to memory management, exception handling, and security, etc. Next is key features of .NET framework. Language independence, common type system, CTS, managed code, type safety, automatic memory management, etc. I will explain each point. Language independence means the .NET actually the .NET framework promotes language independence, allowing developers to use multiple programming language within the same application. Multiple programming language means .NET framework support many languages like C#, F#, Visual Basic, VB, etc. It helps to flexibility and collaboration. Next is common type system. It is a standard that specifies how type definitions and the specific values of types are represented in a computer memory. Next is managed code. Actually, .NET support two kinds of coding, managed code and unmanaged code. Managed code means which is developed in .NET framework is known as managed code. Means the code which is developed in the .NET framework, it is known as managed code. Okay. This code is directly executed by the CLR with the help of managed code execution. Any language that is written in .NET framework is known .NET framework is managed code. In the other hand, unmanaged code means the code which is developed outside the .NET framework is known as unmanaged code. This is type safety. Type safety means reducing the runtime errors by strict type checking during the compilation. Next is automatic memory management. Automatic memory allocation and deallocation happens by the help of CLR. CLR I already explained before. CLR means it is the heart of the .NET framework. It helps to memory management and execution, security, etc. .NET framework is the original version of the .NET that only runs on the Windows computers. Latest version 4.8.1. .NET Core is the new cross-platform version. It is supported not only in Windows, also supported in Linux, Mac OS, etc. Version of .NET that run on Windows, Mac OS, Linux computers, etc. Latest version .NET 8. Next is what is ASP.NET? Before entering into these points, I will give a short explanation about what is ASP.NET. Actually, the primary type of application can be created in the .NET technology that are desktop application and websites, web applications. We know desktop applications are system-dependent applications requiring the installation of executable or exe file on the user's machine. Websites, on the other hand, are accessible through the web browsers with an internet connection. They are hosted on servers and can be accessed globally. There is no local installation is required, making them platform independent. .NET supported many programming languages like C Sharp, F Sharp, Visual Basic, etc. When a desktop application is developed using .NET technology and the C Sharp language, it is referred to as C Sharp .NET. If it is in F Sharp, it is called F Sharp .NET. Okay. Web application created using .NET technology and returning languages like C Sharp or are collectively known as ASP.NET. If it is C Sharp or if it is VB or F Sharp, it is calling ASP.NET. ASP.NET by using which language? ASP.NET using C Sharp or ASP.NET using F Sharp or VB. It is a framework designed and developed by Microsoft. It is used to develop websites, web applications, and web services. It provides integration of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It is built on the Common Language Runtime (CLR). It allows programmers to write code using any supported language. .NET supported language is already explained. ASP.NET is a part of Microsoft .NET framework. Next is ASP.NET Web Form. I will explain with an example. We are already familiar with the Facebook, right? If any user that already registered who can enter into the home page by providing their username and password in the login page. Now I discussed the three pages, which are the registration page, login page, and the home page in the case of Facebook. Okay. Then who can after login to the page, they can navigate into the different pages depend upon their needs. Okay, they can view the friends list or story, etc. In the case of ASP.NET, here each page is known as web forms. Okay. In the case of ASP.NET, here each page is known as web forms. The extension of web form is .aspx, active server page extension. Web forms are web pages built on the ASP.NET technology. It executes on the server and generates output to the browser. It is compatible to any browser, to any language supported by .NET Common Language Runtime. It is flexible and allows us to create and add custom controls. We can use Visual Studio. It is an IDE. Create ASP.NET Web Forms. It is an IDE, integrated development environment, that allows us to drag and drop server controls to the web forms. It also allows us to set properties, events, and methods for the controls to write business logic. We can choose any .NET language like Visual Basic or Visual C Sharp. We are recently using Visual C Sharp because it is the advanced version of CPP. It is purely object-oriented language, Visual C Sharp. Web forms are made up of two components, the visual portion, .aspx file, and the code behind the form, which resides the separate class file. Is the symbol diagram which represents here client communicate with the browser, the request handled by server. It is the server of .NET Framework IIS, Internet Information Service. Okay, it is the framework ASP.NET. It includes web forms and the web controls supported language. The ASP.NET form is separated into two logical areas, the HTML template and collection of code behind the web form. The HTML template contains a design layout, content, and the controls, create the user interface or presentation layer. Instruct a browser how to format the web page. It is created using combination of HTML controls and ASP.NET. We can use both controls, HTML and the ASP.NET controls. ASP.NET controls are the server controls. It is the architecture and its component. Uh, it is the languages supported in the .NET framework, VB.NET, C Sharp, F Sharp, etc. Almost 32 supported languages having the .NET framework, but we are recently using C Sharp. Okay, next is library, framework class library. The .NET framework includes a set of standard class libraries. The most common libraries used for web application in the .NET is the web library. The web library has all the necessary components used to develop .NET web-based application. Next is CLR, Common Language Runtime. These are the controls, server controls within the Visual Studio .NET. In the IDE, we have built-in toolbox and predefined controls. These are the controls supported in the web form. In Visual Studio .NET, most of the ASP.NET server controls are located in the web forms tab in the toolbox. This is summary of .NET framework. Dramatically simplifies the development and deployment, provides robust and secure execution of environment, support multiple programming language. I will give the show the demo of how to create a ASP.NET website using C Sharp. For that, you can use Visual Studio. We can use any version of Visual Studio. I already installed Visual Studio 2019. You can create a new project. If you need to understand the basic syntax of pure C Sharp programming language, you can use console application. But console application is supported only pure C Sharp programming language. Here you can understand what is the syntax of C Sharp. It is the output will be displayed on the console window. Okay, just I will show the example console application. Click next. Here you give a project name as you like. Just click to create button. It is the namespace. In CPP, we called it is a header file hash include stdio.h the format, but in the C Sharp, it is called a namespace. Same as header files. It is the main method. The program execution start from the main method. Here we can write the programs, line of statements. Just I declare a variable. Directly I store a variable value into the variable. Program end with a statement end with a semicolon. Then I print the variable value. You can use right or right line. To hold the console window, we can use extra statement console dot read key or read line. To run the application, click to console up one here. To debug and run text plus here, click here. It is the console window. Here displaying the output ASP.NET. Actually, the console window is waiting for the next statement. Console.read key. That time we can see the output of the program. Console.read key means the console window is waiting for the key from the keyboard. Program will terminate. Okay, it is the console application. Here we can you can see the basic syntax of the C sharp. Next we can go with ASP.NET website. How to create ASP.NET website using C sharp programming language. For that, I go with the ASP.NET web application .NET framework for programming language C sharp. Here we can search ASP.NET web application. Here you can see programming language Visual Basic or programming language C sharp, etc. I am going with the Visual Studio C sharp. Then click next button. Here you can give the project name. Next click create button. I start from the scratch MG. If I choose a web form, it may be predefined folders inside there. So I go with the MD. It is a solution explorer. Here contains the files, uh, folders, CSS files, HTML files, images, etc. are contains in the solution explorer. If you need to create new pages inside the inside the solution explorer, right click on the web application, click add a new item. Then choose web form, Visual C sharp. I already choose Visual C sharp. Here you can give the any name depends upon your page. Let's say give the name as login. Then click add button. It is the page. It is the web form created in the ASP.NET. This is the login page. Here I created the design page. We have a drag and drop concept. Here we can see the toolbox. Toolbox contains a lot of controls. Button, calendar, checkbox. We normally use the controls are here. Okay, it is the page extension.aspx. It has two part, design part and the source part. Okay, now we can see the source part. Design part and source part are interconnected. You can change any part. Then here I give enter. In source page we can see the break. Means it is interconnected. Design part and source part are interconnected. If I write any text here, automatically reflects here. Okay. Here we can write in HTML code or HTML code or server control code. Toolbox are contains lot of controls. Let's say give label control. Okay. Label control is used to display the message in the browser or display any content in the browser. Okay, just I drag the label control inside the source part. Design, you can see the label controls here. You can change the properties by using two in two ways. Into properties, you can change the text here. I change the text as name. Okay, source part. In source part, we can change the text property. You can change the color for color. Okay. To run the application, right click on the web page and click to view in browser option. By default, I set to Google Chrome. If you need to run on any other browser, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, etc. Right click view in browser. Okay, this is the login page. Here we can see the label. If I right click the code and inspect, we can see the pure HTML code here. Yeah, pan ID label, style color. It is the HTML code. When we run the application, the server control code. It is server control name, the label ID, label one, run it equal to server. It means it is server control. Okay, it is server control. When we run the application, the server code is converted to HTML code. HTML server control is converted to HTML code. Text box, but here I am using label, text box and a button. We can change the properties like label. Okay. Now I created only design page. We need a code page. So code page is created when I created the web form login page. Click to arrow and login.aspx.cs is code page. If the extension is .aspx, it is design page. If the extension is .aspx.cs, it is code page. Okay, code page is already created at the time of creating design page. Okay, login.aspx.cs. It is the page. It is the code page. Here I am using one more label. Here I am using two labels, label 1 and label 2. We can difficult to identify by the ID, label 1, label 2. Then you can change the label IDs. Mm, okay. This label is used for the displaying the message. I will enter any text in the text box, then I click the button. The label text, this text, content will be displayed in the label, display text label. Okay, so I need a code base to write the action inside the button control. So here in code page only page load event is generated. Page load event is used for if any action needed at the time of the page loading, you can write here. Here now I need action button click. So I double click on the button event. So here generated button click event. My scenario is this text box content is displaying to the display text ID. So the ID of text box is text box 1. We can confirm it here, text box 1. The ID of label is display text. When we double click here, we can write the code. Display text dot text. Text is the property of label. Okay. into the content of text box 1.text. Again, we can run the page, view in browser, Google by default into Google Chrome. Okay, here we can write any content. Just take here. When I click the button, display the content here. If you need to clear the text box after entering the button, you can write the code inside the button and click this display dot text equal to null. Text box 1.text equal to okay. Here we can use other controls, checkbox, drop down list, file upload control, etc. It is the overall idea about ASP.NET web application, ASP.NET website. Any doubts?
If anyone have any questions, please. I think no questions, Remya. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Remya, for your class.